How are principles, directives, and virtues to be taught and to be learned? If the global ethic speaks not simply of elementary ethical directives, but importantly of cultures, for example, the culture of tolerance and the culture of gender equality, then what must be sought or created are region-specific, ethnic-specific social patterns, cultural practices, and transmitting institutions that convey and inculcate the virtues. For example, the neighborhood practice of team sports may well be an institution whereby many young persons have learned the virtue of fairness. One wonders what sort of new practices xu-ricci had to institute in order to establish the newly created self-sufficient military settlements near Tianjin. Who are those who will enact the global ethic? Who are the agents of ethical change? In addition to the significant participants named in Dr. Shenzog's address, two further sectors could be addressed as key participants in the vision of the global ethic. Women in groups around the world can speak and have spoken about nonviolence and gender dignity. Another extensively significant range of participants is constituted by workers. The workers of the world can speak and have been united in many nations and through many movements in articulating what is meant by solidarity and in moving toward economic structures that provide sustenance and care, structures that enable these workers to have hope. Workers are mentioned, whether those on farms or in factories or in metropolitan offices, to call attention to the world outside of schools and academies and universities, and further to bring to mind that the world of work today is shaped by technology. xu-ricci was led to research and then to compose one of the first comprehensive treatises on agriculture and its necessary equipment. He was also, in order to produce weapons, moved to examine the processes of metallurgy and casting. It may be hoped that ethics will guide the creation and use of technology. Also to be grasped is that technology has been reshaping ethics and will continue to do so. What is yet to be done? Technology teaches us that a global ethic must require the design of social tool systems that give priority to integrity, not novelty. This is an ethical norm of error-friendliness. If you want to know what this means, you call Toyota and ask them about gas pedals. Technology teaches us that social tool systems must focus on the limitation of linked systems. This is the norm, the ethical norm of system gates. Systems won't interfere with each other in unexpected ways. If you want to study this, read any newspaper today about the Gulf of Mexico, or what's left of it. The global ethic must also require another ethical norm, that is, one in our technologies that require them to provide for forgiveness and reversion. This is the norm of secure deletion. Something doesn't work, we can get rid of it. If you want to write about this, think about this. Think about the provision of power through nuclear reactors. Technology also teaches that not only lies and deception constitute a socio-cultural threat, but also that images and simulations divert attention from actual needs and real desires. So if you think of if you think of MMORPGs, Second Life, a World of Warcraft. This is a world of images and simulations that convey which values, which virtues. So we must distinguish between simulations and real, actual needs. Images are sterile. The real is suffused with potential. Even ethical directives may be clouded by mere images. The hope lies in the people. The hope lies in how they, in all their diversity, speak. How people join to recall the past. How they cooperate to decide. How they together agree to shape a future. Especially as the people recall, decide, and promise along linguistic and cultural borders. There, the ethic of the future arises. Without this ethic, there's no civilization. Without civilization, we face barbarians. When we face barbarians, we become barbarian.